Welcome to Comatoast Plays D&D.
Last time, y'all had a hell of an encounter with a bunch of goblins, hobgoblins, Nilbog, who you forged a real big amount of enmity with.
Real bond.
The worst kind. You eventually took it out and then did a whole lot of horrible things to its body and its bells.
It was you.
That was you.
We listened to it on the ride down.
That evening, you took a rest. Regina had some dreams brought on by the encounter with Phelps playing some days before. And then the next day, you arrived in Sartrese about sunset. Saw the landscape of the city spread out before you. Made your way down in, passing by a luxurious-looking, kind of happening tent on the way into the city just outside. Saw some people walking that way. You went in, split up a little bit. Well, when I say split up, I mean Regina just walked off to go look at the water. Thal decided to stick with her, make sure she is all right. The rest of you paid a visit to the Temple of Moradin and talked to a dwarven gentleman named Tact Hailstrom. He helped you to dispose of the body of John Jethid. After which...
Did we know his name?
The dead man's?
No, that thing.
Or which one?
We knew it was John.
No, wait, John? The dead body or the door?
That was John. I have John written down. That's the point, but we didn't know his last name.
He told you, yeah.
Well,
Like the first time you met him, yeah. No, none of you did. You left him.
Sorry.
I threw him with a spear.
The lady got jabbed to his face.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Clearly.
After disposing of the body, dropping that off at the temple, you each, amongst yourselves in the groups, kind of asked around town about places to stay. You both luckily ended up making your way to the same location. Met up at the Boar Hat. Got 6 rooms, and I believe you paid out for a week. And then we ended last session on the evening's rest.
Boar Hat.
The Boar Hat Inn.
Boar Hat.
The Boar Hat.
Yeah, I know. I wrote Boar Hat.
Boar Hat.
The Boar Hat.
Is nice.
Now what?
They're good.
Oh, God.
No.
In owner hat that place.
So
he cannot.
What day are we? Like, what is the day?
What? I don't know. What, have you been tracking?
Well, yes, but I want to make sure.
Have
She has notes on
Yeah,
her calendar.
make sure.
She has notes on her calendar.
I give you a calendar.
I know.
That's
I
more
know.
than most people in the world have.
I don't know. Do we sleep in the morning yet?
Yeah, we can't unless you want to do something specific overnight.
No. I think that makes it the 14th.
Don't ask what he wants to do.
Day.
This okay.
Yes, we had one day.
I wanted to make sure.
So today's the 14th.
Do you want correction or no?
Is that it?
It's the 15th.
Okay.
Oh.
You didn't even see it.
I should just let you think it.
What day is it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask someone in the game.
Take that keen mind feature.
Right.
That always remember the fucking day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to it. It's like
They're the exact
it's a
date
cheat
and
sheet
time.
basically without having to have a cheat sheet.
You remember everything. That's
Be able to
happened
ask the
within
DM
last month.
stuff.
I think so. The last 30 days, you have like a photographic memory and all that.
No,
Yeah, it's,
north.
you always know which way is north. You always know what time it is.
Yes, what time of day. Sunset
Mhm.
or sunset and sunset. Yeah.
That's why
It's like how many hours ago sunset.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yes.
So, morning of the 15th. You all slowly come to consciousness, make your way downstairs. How would you like to take on the day?
I approach.
Breakfast.
Yes. I approach breakfast. The man behind the bar, I assume, with the desk thing.
The bar. Yeah, fairly young-looking halfling gentleman, shaggy blonde hair.
From being here last night, would I know that there's a kitchen and stuff?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He cooked for you guys the night before.
No, what's it say?
It was not stew.
Oh yeah, moving on. Bro.
But it wasn't good either.
Well,
No, it looked great. Like visually, flavor was not there.
hello, breakfast. Good sir. What do you have for breakfast?
Morning. Whatever you want, really. Eggs, meats, breads.
All of it.
Sure. Coffee,
Oh,
Tea?
yes. Coffee for me.
ale. Starting early. I like it. How many?
6. Make it 7 meals. Skills.
He's a big one. Almost 4 times my
I'll
size.
take 2.
Gotcha. 2 coffees.
Yes.
You like them thick?
If I can't chew it, I don't want it.
He gives you a nod and a smile and kind of makes his way back off toward the kitchen.
What is our plan today?
Yeah, whoa.
We
What are we doing?
were gonna.
That's a really good one. How many drinks have you had already?
None yet. Still a little bit.
As you say that, he comes out with a bunch of drinks, lays a couple coffees out, puts the ale in front of you. I'll be back soon with the food. And that's back.
I seem to recall at some point we were supposed to talk to a therapist. I can't read my own brain.
Yeah, I think
Luber.
That sounds about right.
I don't think I
Viricus,
remember
yeah.
his name either. But yeah, Viricus Leuven.
Yeah.
I think
that's
he's
what
on
it
a big.
looks
I
like.
think he's probably in that big tower over
Is that what we've been
in the
talking about?
crescent. And he knows about the dispute.
Perhaps. Or otherwise has worked for us. As
He
Phyllis
has worked for us. I don't think he knows about those parents. But he might. Perhaps we should ask around town. And check out that large tent. Yes. But not before we finish breakfast. No. I devour breakfast. There's no food yet. No? He's just brought us drinks. Oh, I devour drinks.
What are you drinking?
Only coffee. So there's coffee. Right on the feet.
Sure, yeah. He brings it out to you.
Now there's
Yeah, he comes out with a platter and starts handing out some plates. Eggs, bacon, sausage. Some looks vaguely like grits. Puts a couple of loaves of bread out on the table.
So,
Thank you, good sir.
Yes.
What's your name?
Meliodas.
Meliodas?
Meliodas.
Meliodas. I have a question for you while we're eating our breakfast. Do you have any?
Sure.
Have you heard about any of the disappearances around here?
Yeah, been hearing a little bit about that.
What information have you heard?
Not much, to be honest. All the people that have gone missing so far have been strangers to me. Names didn't really stick because I don't know them. As far as I know, no connection, but maybe. It's been kind of a lot pretty fast.
You know how many from this town?
As far as I know, all from this town. 9-ish? 10? Somewhere around there.
Is there anybody you lead us to that will tell us more?
I assume the guard. Or, I don't know, whoever's in charge.
Alright, well, thank you. Let's get back to your other customers.
Sure. Enjoy breakfast.
Nom 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 nom.
It's not good.
No.
It's not good. It's bad.
Just gotta eat fast.
It's horrible.
Just gotta eat it so fast.
Very thanks.
Again, sticking with the way it was last night, it looks great. Like, the bread is like a nice golden brown. The eggs look like fluffy.
But it's paint.
Bacon is perfectly crisp, but it's all just tastes horrible.
How do you ruin too much salt though?
It's really hard to ruin.
It's hard to pinpoint. There's just like, there's too much everything and not enough of anything all at the same time.
Force it down.
I'll definitely eat your
After every
It's
bite,
just
you take a
like-
swig. Just swallow. Don't even chew it.
Not even really eating it at all, pretending. Moving it around.
If I need to start drinking a little bit, I feel that make everything taste better.
No.
I don't know if that is good advice, but it is advice.
It's a method.
And you just won't even care once you get to a certain point.
Was he still standing there when she said that? Or he's
No.
No, he left.
Oh gosh. So we have to go and talk to the guard. Ask about these disappearances. Is that what we should do today?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a general location that they're all being stolen from. There's a pattern.
Right, so I suppose once we find out some of their names, we could always talk to their families.
Oh
They might know a little more.
Yeah, that would be good. I wonder why they're being stolen.
Excuse me. Looking up, standing by your table, you see you see a feline-like creature. It's got kind of like leopard print deal, like fur going on, like the not leopard print, like stripes. Sorry, tiger-y,
Tiger
but like darker colors, blacks, browns.
like a burnt tiger.
Yes.
Got it.
The form. I don't. You may have a little experience with tabaxi. You've probably seen a few, at least in your time.
Yeah.
Not been close to any
No.
specifically, but form looks largely feminine in like shape.
Largely feminine.
Like it's like it's a furry. No, I was not making a large pun. It's a furry creature. A little hard to tell, but you gather probably based on the
Curves.
body shape. Female. Voice is a little bit higher registered. What? All right.
Got it. No,
Sure.
no, it's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine. Sorry.
Could not help it over here. You are new here, yes?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
This is good. This is fortunate for you. My name is, my given name is Passing Rain. You may call me Rain, for simplicity's sake.
So those passing range.
Passing Rain, yes.
Insight check.
Roll away.
10.
Seems legit.
That's a name. Okay.
Okay. I have been living here my whole life. I know the city very well, all the ins and outs, the wheres and the whys and the who's and the hows and the whats. The Bagsy has ways. If you have coin. No, I jest. I myself do not have wares. But what I do have is a service. You are new here. The city is big and sprawling. Maybe you come from small countryside. I do not know, but I can guide you for a small nominal fee.
How much?
Yeah.
For the day, 20 gold.
What kind of tour are we talking here?
Whatever
Local
you need
landmarks.
to know. Whatever you need to know, whatever you need to go in the city, no asking around. I will guide you. I have all the information. I know the folks here. Take you where you need to go. Get you what you need to get.
What y'all
I
think?
like that.
I'm
I
down.
would pay for that.
What, 20 gold?
20 gold apiece
How about
Or
That is my usual.
for
fee.
everybody.
Oh, for the group, yeah. For my services for the day, for all.
Do you like the tour guide?
how about
Yeah, that way if we need to look for something, we can just ask him. Get there relatively quick. Probably.
how about 10 now and 10 if you do a good job, Dave?
That's why I'm gonna keep you around, Phil.
You drive a high bargain.
I do.
Let's say 15, even, now. And I'll give you a 5 gold discount because you seem like a nice group of folks. You can try.
I think we can bucket it.
Very good.
I mean, if you guys want to. I'm okay with the number 50.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
I will take my gold then and await your preparedness to leave.
I will pay in silver. So it's like,
Do you have 150 silver on your person? That's a lot.
well, we never use silver. We always do gold because it's easy.
Mhm.
Assumed I could exchange it.
I'll spit some silver at you at some point here.
Okay.
Sure, you can exchange.
We'll do gold for now. but
Reasonably, I don't think
Keep
you have
it in
150 silver on you,
I
but
want the pennies too. I want to see what year they are.
okay.
Coppers and shit. Weird. Whatever. 15 gold. Take it.
She takes the gold and puts it in her little belt pouch. Kind of secures it. Where would you like me to wait for you to be ready to leave?
Right here. We're probably ready soon.
I'm ready
Right
now.
about right now.
Just finish breakfast.
Okay.
They would pay for it.
Okay, I'll pay for breakfast. I go to the market.
Okay.
How much was breakfast?
It's on the house. You guys have already paid a lot already for all the rooms, and you got the cart out front. Horses taken care of. You're good.
Any harder to eat, it would be on the house.
What?
He was just saying how good the food was.
Oh yeah, I'm a great
It's a
cook.
poem.
Man, they just
Thank you
ballad.
so much. We will see you later today.
Anytime. Feel free to leave your scraps on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write a song about
No
this.
problem.
It's all on the house.
Hell yeah.
I want to remember everybody else.
Yeah.
You guys heading out?
How tall is this cat woman?
Like 5'6".
This she cat.
Like the same height as me.
Okay.
Where are we going first?
What now?
I believe that's up to the guide.
Where are we going first?
Where would you like to go?
Where would we like to go?
Everywhere.
First,
We
I
don't
think
want to-
first we need to find some of the local things. Like I want to see the best blacksmith in town. And the best place to buy potions and things of that sort.
I see.
Any other curiosity shops. I don't know why my accent's changed.
Curiosity shows.
That's what we do. Just to know them for a later purpose. We don't
Sure.
have to go talk to every single one.
Do you want to walk by or just...
Walk by, give us a
Tell
general
you-
tour, and then we will find
It's a large city.
Got
we
you for
walk
the day.
fast.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we could bust out the cart and the horses and This ride through the city. Too many people.
Yeah. A lot of the streets are going to be a little tight for that too. Like, you fit that fine through, like, main thoroughfares, but it'd be hard to get around to everywhere like that.
Gotcha.
Where would you like to start? In the north? Well, I mean, I guess it's a bit of a situation. One crescent or the other? The high one or the low?
We'll start low.
Which one are we in?
That's a good question.
Near the high one.
We'll start high.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. So I guess over the course of the next probably couple hours, if you're like really wanting to walk the whole city and check stuff
A
out.
whole city. I'm just trying to find like the bullet points, right? Like the good shops we're probably gonna go to later when we get set up.
They're spread out.
The closest ones for now. The ones in the north. How about that? On each odd-numbered street that starts with the letter E on it.
Amazing. You're. This is all right.
As I say, couldn't we just have you draw some maps and tell us the names?
How about that? Take us to a map shop.
And then she can just star the little places that we need to go.
Also, where can you sell ears?
Shouldn't she just also sell maps?
She is the map. That's her whole business.
15 gold a higher rate. It's so inefficient that you could buy one of my maps for 15 gold. Son of a bitch.
Do you want to hang out with me for 15 gold or have a map?
Genius.
A cartographer specifically, we do not have in Sartrese. You may try your luck for such a thing on parchment.
Inside check.
Yes. Me too, bro. Definitely. Bad for business. I don't know where the maps are. One place. I don't know. It's not there. Never remembered where the map shop was.
13.
Also 13. I also have 0 insight. Fact.
As far as you can tell, seems on the up and up.
What did you do last session? We argued with a cat woman.
We do not have a specialist as such in the city. Such things though made on parchment writing. Yes.
I'll give you another 5 gold.
Yes.
You can just draw us a map. Even if it comes out of nowhere.
It's not going to look good.
You can keep the other 15 and draw us a map that's accurate. Or procure one.
Drawing a map of the city is I am no artist, sir. I'm sorry. I can try, but it's going to look like a half circle with dots. You're not going to know where you're going. Neither will I.
Well, yeah, I think we are officially stuck with our cat friend.
Again,
Or half of us can go explore this tent.
in terms of maps, you may try your luck at places of parchment books, writing perhaps the Magnolia Thrift is a bit of a general store. They have some weird things in and out sometimes. There's also Cracked Spines. It's a bookshop mostly, but maybe as a map, maybe you get lucky. I don't know.
Alright, well,
Should we just pick
Well,
up this first?
Yes.
So
Let's just have her
Notor?
take us to.
Alright. What was the first place you wanted to go to? General store?
Name a place. Very tiny.
Depends on what was closer, but out of the list of like a blacksmith, the alchemist bushing kind of shop, the curiosity shop, which was called the general store.
The Magnolia Thrift. Yeah. She said, largely like a general store. Sometimes they have odds and ends in and out, so maybe on the map.
So yeah, blacksmith, butcher shop, any kind of enchanting place. So, I always like that shit.
You still have that butterfly stuff, right? What do you have? I should probably have someone look at it.
And I think that's it.
Where would you like to go first?
Let's just go there.
I want to know why you want to be our tour guide.
To make money.
It is my service. This is how I live.
You just go up to random people and ask them if they want to take tours around the city.
To be fair, we were
I may have-
in
To be fair.
To be fair, I am just a friendly tabaxi gypsy.
Really think
Gypsy
about it.
lady.
Go up to strangers and do our job.
That's true.
We're looking for strangers right now.
It is not so strange when you put a
But when
little
you get
mind on
paid.
it.
That's true.
I just seek to make a little money to make my living. Show some friendly faces around the sites. It is not so strange. You worry too much.
Oh no, it's definitely strange, but
Well, okay.
wait. So let's head to the general goods store. Right, Feld?
I mean, I don't want to buy anything right now, unless you guys do. I'm just trying to find the places so we can not have to ask ladies. Or look, we'll just look. This is just avoiding investigation. In a giant city.
Well, let's head to the big tent then. So y'all both can talk to who you need to talk to.
What is in the big tent? Outside the city.
Aside, in the northern end.
Probably. That's where we can.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, like, if a furry creature could blush, she is.
Oh man.
Oh.
She looks a
House
little
of cat
sheepish.
pleasures. It's a big tent full of
Punch
buckets.
catnip.
It is,
Oh wait, did you ask about the tent?
Yeah.
it is not geared towards, I'm into the, those of the male persuasion personally. It is not geared towards me exactly, but it is a house of earthly pleasures, yes. Madam Magg's traveling brothel. They've been in town.
Traveling brothel.
Yes. Many men have enjoyed themselves greatly.
That's what the big tent is. A traveling brothel.
Drive through
The best traveling brothel.
What was it called?
Madam Magg's travel. She is one of a kind.
Madam Magus.
Maga.
Well, I think we can
Drive through.
look at that.
It looks like, alright.
It's worth checking out.
Said the bard.
Perhaps they need musics. Let's continue going. So necessary.
Is there a place we can find and talk to some regards or someone about the disappearances of people that have been here?
Surely, the Sun Mail Administrator, Consul Virka Sluven, is the sort of empire government head in town. Oversees operations. I assume he would have the information to see.
And that's exactly where we're gonna head.
Okay,
Could you take us there, kind fella?
sure, absolutely. And
I feel like once we go there, though, that might take up most of our day. Maybe we should do the sightseeing first.
we're nearby.
Okay.
Yeah. We're near that. Like if you like where you are, if you're like you step outside the inn, you're definitely like near the end of that like side of the crescent.
Where?
You can see the like where the cliffs go up and the tower and stuff is up there on the hill. Not terribly far away.
We do that.
Alright.
Sure.
Walk, walk, walk.
Follow me. And she sachets away and guides you towards the.
The ship too.
She does, yeah. As she kind of struts
So-
confidently in front of your tail, sort of swishing.
Is she
and-
wearing stuff or is it just fur?
She's wearing clothes.
Okay, I didn't describe the clothes. I was like,
She's wearing kind of like baggy blue pants. They have like a couple of pouches in them, or patches rather, in like on the pant fabric of different colors. Looks a little frayed in places. Kind of like loose fitting, flowy, deep red blouse of sorts.
wait. If everything's baggy and flowy, how did we know she was curvy?
You said they were largely feminine.
Largely feminine.
We went over that.
As we leave the end, though, I do want to like stealth into the crowd and then just keep an eye out to see if anybody's watching us. Like if she's potentially leading us into a trap, or if there's like pickpockets gonna follow us or anything like that.
Smart.
Like a perception check.
Boom.
Gypsies.
Gypsies.
Yeah, gypsies. You and your people.
You guys are prejudiced.
I love it. No, I'm not prejudiced. It's just that she came up and just offered her services out of nowhere.
Sure.
And then seems like she might have
That's
lied
why
to
I
us.
was asking her why she was bothering us.
We got it. We don't need it.
On your way there, over the next like
It doesn't just have to be for her. Even if there's
15
little
minutes or
people,
so.
like kids or something, trying to run by and steal things.
Sure. Just keeping a general eye out. You don't, on the way there, you don't like notice anything in particular that strikes you as odd. You make your way through the northern, I keep saying, through this like tip of the Crescent City. And then arrive at a like long drive that kind of separates from like the city proper and follows the coast and then uphill a ways, like up towards that cliff where the towers are. It's pretty empty. Like there's a stark difference from like being in the city and like a good number of people walking around to like you hit this drive that exits and there's really like no one on it. You pass like one group of 3 or 4 soldiers just kind of like walking towards the city from the cliff top. You eventually get up there. There's a couple of guards outside, like a gate. They kind of just nod you on through. You walk in. Pretty large courtyard. Stone groundwork. You see a couple of groups of guards doing like training exercises, a couple of carts and things scattered about, horses like off to the side. And then like walking up towards the building, passing Rain. It says, here, before you proceed inside, there's a bit of a job board, if you would like to take it. You seem to be enterprising for tough, I think. Unless you're Russian. I do not.
Yeah, like half.
Fair.
That's about right.
Who can read?
No.
This is probably the first you heard that I can't read.
Right. That's the way to tell that. It's all the board.
Yeah.
Can somebody give me a What does it say?
Sure.
Short people, go!
Jesus Christ.
Sure, people gotta look out for each other.
Meanwhile, because I die with bored.
So in front of the Sunwell Administratum, it's kind of like the building itself is sort of like courthouse style. There's like a wide set of steps that lead up to the front of the building, and then a sort of like stretch of flat stone, like a landing or whatever that runs the length of the building, with an awning overhead being supported by columns all along, and like a large set of look like oak or something double doors at the center. At the bottom of those steps, you are at the board. There are various postings. A lot of it is kind of silly stuff like townsfolk being like,
I don't know if those are farts or.
Probably.
People looking for like children or people who like really need work or whatever to deal with like rat problems and stuff like that. Things of note. There is one that says dangerous beasts in the sewers. 1,000 gold reward for clearing them out. See Consul Virkus Leuven for details.
Hey, that's our guy.
There's another that catches your eye. Possible vampire activity in Sartrese. Anyone with information or guts and brains, please report to the Knights of the Silver Sun at the Boar Hat. Reward for actionable information. Bigger reward for proof of kill if you can manage.
Who was it? Who?
Knights of the Silver Sun.
Sounds like that should be their fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
Out loud, but does that
Well,
have
they-
a gold amount on it, or the first one mentioned gold?
It does not. It says anyone with information or guts and brains report to the Knights.
We have guts. So.
No brains.
like half brain. We're talking.
On a good day.
Yeah.
On a good day. It was just us two.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that know.
I
It's
wonder
like-
if
No big spiders.
Should.
Probably goblins in the sewer.
Or it could be the dangerous.
That's all I got.
Goblin vampire.
The entire
Goblin vampires.
I'm inventing. new
Sorry, I got a
variations
lot of goblin
goblins.
minis. My bad.
right now pretend this goblin is
Only goblin minis.
So you pull off those two, I guess.
So, on the board, you said that there were
missing children.
missing children. Is that like the people that are?
No, folks like notes looking for kids or people who are desperate for work to do like menial tasks.
Like Jack.
Oh, okay. He said looking for kids, and I'm like, huh?
Free candy and
Yeah,
fire.
No, it's like squashing rats and like stuff.
Is there
Little things.
anything on the board about like actual missing people?
No. There's not.
Weird.
It's a suspect.
That's
Right.
weird. Cool,
Maybe they've
so,
given up.
You are here to speak with the council then.
The sun will administrate a
Yeah.
mistake. Okay. Or just take.
Yeah,
Oh.
she walks up the steps and opens the door and holds it for you.
what is this building called again? Like
The Sunwell Administratum.
say it one more time.
The Sunwell
The Sunwell
Administrator.
Administratum.
Sunwell Administration.
Is somebody
Stratum.
going to hang up with their guy?
Still can't fucking hear.
ADM.
The Sunwell.
Administrate.
Administratum.
Yes. There's no E at the end of administrate. There's a UN.
Yeah, admin. Straight.
And then like Tums.
Got it. Sorry.
There you go, admin.
Use whatever letters
Sunwell
you want.
admin.
As long as when you say it, it sounds like administrative.
Okay, I'm good.
As long as you say it right.
Sour tree.
Yeah, I don't know if I thought it right.
The Sartrese.
It says chartreuse in my head. Chartreuse.
Sartrese.
I definitely spelled it S-A-R.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Sour trees.
We're
Sour
looking for
trees.
that.
That's how I spell it.
Oh, Leuven.
Leuven.
It's Leuven.
So who is anyone going to stay and hang out with our guide?
No.
Or are you coming in? I forget your name, Catwoman.
Rain.
Passing rain.
Rain.
No,
That's
me,
why,
Rain.
because it's such an interesting.
Nice save.
I like that. It sounds. But
She's watching again.
You've been thinking too much about Madame Naggles.
always.
Um,
I can come in if you wish, or wait for you here on the stage.
Come in.
you can wait.
Do you know? do you have any contacts inside? Anyone you can introduce us
I'm thinking.
I preferably would like to wait outside. I do not make too much acquaintance with the city officials.
to? Insight check. Why?
I'm waiting with Catwoman inside.
13. I know.
I mean, she seems honest in terms of like her countenance. Like she just looks relatively averse to wanting to talk to city officials.
Gypsy things.
Gypsy.
I would prefer to wait outside.
We'll wait.
You will wait with me. This is very good. We can try.
I'll walk
Be a
in.
gypsy ways.
I like new.
I am someone of gypsy as well.
Cackling and chatting behind you. The rest of you walk in.
Your eyes roll.
Entering the front, sort of, what's the word?
Foyer.
Foyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy.
Fancy boy, fancy words, thank you. Entering the foyer of the Sun will administrate him. There are various chairs and benches and things along like the wall immediately as you walk in, like to your right and left. And at the other side of the room, there is a like little sort of front clerical desk, behind which is sitting a small, elderly turtle gentleman. His leathery skin looks extremely wrinkly and as weathered as his shell. Their color is both kind of an earthy blend of mottled browns and greens. And he just kind of looks up at you and nods, very slowly and deliberately.
How you doing today?
It just kind of gives you a little head bob. To he's all right.
Squeaks out a little part.
Just nods his head a little slow.
We are here regarding some information, and we would like to speak to Mr.
Hurts. Fergus
Fergus.
Leuven.
Linden.
Nods at you slowly with a little smile and closes his eyes like he gets you, man.
Okay.
He slowly puts one hand on the desk and the other
Then,
and lifts himself up.
take a breath.
He's a little shaky. He gets up straight. That's the first noise you've heard him make the whole time. Holds up a finger, smiles and nods, and just walks away.
We're cowabunga, dude.
A few minutes later, he walks out of a little side hallway, like very slowly, but like a step every couple seconds.
Let's go to the turn.
Should we just walk to him?
he
You have to.
he nods at you slowly.
And we're just gonna walk.
He does the little finger thing at like a mile.
We'll take the 3 steps and just.
He puts a little hand on your shoulder, and smiles and points to a door, a few doors down. You go that way, I assume.
Yeah.
The door is ajar just a little bit, so you go ahead and open it and look in. Stepping inside, you see a decent, not like big really, but comfortably sized office. There are a number of lanterns hanging on the walls. There's a lit candle on a deep reddish brown wooden desk. There's a hearth with wood in it, but no fire presently lit in one corner of the room. There's a couch against one wall. There are 4 fairly comfortable-looking cushioned wooden chairs near the consul's desk, opposite the side that he is currently sitting in. You see you see a man kind of hunched over his desk, dragging quill over paper for a few moments, and then he looks up at you over the rims of glasses that seem to have drooped to the tip of his nose. And finishing what he's writing with a quick flourish of the quill, he nods and smiles at you before standing up. You see a tall, thin, elven man with long black hair. And removing his glasses, he folds them and sets them on the desk in front of him, revealing amber eyes, and gives you a warm smile and motions towards the chairs in front of his desk and the couch off to the side. Please, make yourselves comfortable. I'm told you're looking for work.
That, and we have some questions to ask you.
Sure, yeah.
We're here in regards to the disappearances that's going on here in town. Is there anything you can tell us about those?
Do I have information? Yes.
We are adventurers. I don't know if you know him, but my cousin Narfook he went missing so a while back and we heard that he came.
Norfolk? What? Norfolk? Oh. Right.
You know, we heard there have been at least 9 disappearances.
We mainly are here to help assist in figuring out what is going on.
Well, I appreciate that. While I appreciate that, it's a fairly sensitive investigation. Is there a reason that I might trust you or bring you on to assist other than you wish to?
Well, we did
Well,
come and seek you out
can
and
we-
talk to you about it, and well, our buddy over here is kind of dear and sensitive to him, so
Also,
Wedding this girl could stay in heaven.
Amethyst Manitoba sent us down. We've done some work for them up in
We cleared out the goblin problem in the night.
and the
Oh.
goblin problem on the way.
Oh, you
In the
know
attack
them.
of the city.
we are
Right.
down.
And the Albert.
That's what I was
And
screaming
the
inside my head outside.
Amethyst!
Who's that you?
My apologies. Yes, there have been 9 thus far disappearances. Again, I apologize. Things have been somewhat stressful. No offense intended. I've heard that you've done very well so far for the Empire. We could certainly use the assistance here as well from capable, trustworthy. From what I-
So, what can you tell us about these disappearances you have going on here?
Well, there have been several.
9, you said.
9, yes.
Mhm.
I know we're 10.
9. Well, to our knowledge. These things are hard to track. There could be more at this point that we're just not aware of. A lot of them had kind of flown under the radar until recently. 3 within quick succession were all Imperial Guardsmen. That's sort of what woke us up to the problem. As a result, we believe that they may be connected. Before, people get in fights, they get killed, they leave. It's hard to attribute them to anything, but 3 guardsmen all within a few days.
Were they investigating anything for you? Or specifically?
No, I mean, their disappearance is the reason for the investigation.
Where were they where was the last time they were seen?
The last
They-
time they were on duty, as far as we've been able to find out.
Where? Was
Yes,
it
what
like
was
a
the location?
specific area?
2 of them were patrolmen within the city. They were sort of on the other tip of the crescent. It's hard to describe a circle city without directions
southern
on the compass. Well, we're both, technically both tips are sort of the southern tip, if that makes
Some
sense.
more southern.
Maybe.
The left tip.
Just
left
left
tip
tip
or the right- just
the tip.
If we're on the right tip, it's the left tip. The other was typically stationed here.
You're not
I know.
here, God.
Like
You're having, by the way,
No
a
walls.
lovely conversation with the Tabaxi.
Wet lady.
She's a good time.
The other 7, did they also mostly disappear around that tip?
It's hard to say where they disappeared. It is hard to say. I slipped into the Tabaxi's accent. It's hard to say where they disappeared exactly. She just asked where they were last known to be, and as far as I know, that was on duty. The other disappearances, where they occurred, I'm unsure. In terms of who, there's not been much that we've been able to decipher in terms of patterns, necessarily. Seems to be across many races and creeds, levels of income. We've had a few human disappearances. There was one man who was a frequenter, from what I hear, of the Dirty Sack, name of Landon Swen. There's another human man named John Jethard. I believe he was a small-time merchant of some sort within the city. Human woman named Anna. Yes, human woman named Anna Tate.
You can cross off the second one.
Which one was that?
John Jacobson Jr.
John Jethard. Why can I cross him off?
He was attacked by goblins heading towards Scar. We just brought his body back.
Dear gods.
We took it to the Temple of Moradin.
Well, okay. John Jethard,
So 8.
yikes. Human woman, Anna Tate. Not much is known about her, other than that she lived with her father. Silk
What did she look
merchant.
like? What's her name on?
It was.
Pardon?
You also can cross off.
She
was attacked by goblins. With
She was
John
traveling
Jacobs
with
Jr.
John.
You'll forgive me for saying this is starting to sound suspicious.
That
We are just reporting it. If we had done it, we wouldn't report it.
That's fair. Anna Tate, no longer of concern.
Do you really have a problem?
Yeah, we're figuring everything out for you.
must
So
be
there's
the goblins.
Landon Swen, then that was the dirty sack.
The dirty
frequenter,
sack,
from
yes.
what I understand. 3 were the guardsmen. There was a half-orc female named of Shazira Vanag. To my understanding, she was a courier with the Iron Post.
Sharzira.
Shazira Vanag. See, we have here half-elf.
I assume.
Or
It is the spelling. Who knows?
would you like to know? Or is okay.
Already written in pen.
It's in pen. There's nothing to help us.
There's a half-elven gentleman named of Zephyr, blacksmith in town, from what I hear. Last on the list, looks like a dragonborn male. Name I do not know. Apparently he was a worker on the Osterweiss plantation.
A slave.
I think there's not much known about him, but from what I understand, he was a worker on the Osterweiss plantation outside of town.
Can you spell Osterweiss?
Osterweiss is Osterweiz. Let me double check.
That's
That's what it is.
Holy shit.
I mean, as long as you can say it.
I was like,
Yeah.
liar.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys win.
Yeah. They grow hot dogs.
Presentation.
Thank you for those names. We'll at least start there. Talking to families and things of that nature.
Sure, related parties, whatever you can find
Do
out.
you have addresses for the deceased?
Well, I mean, John Jethert and I'd say yes, but from what you say, that's not
We
necessary.
should probably check their house.
You don't know where the guards live.
The guardsmen stayed in the barracks.
They didn't have families.
They did not.
When they disappeared from their posts,
All
was
fairly
there
young gentlemen.
any evidence left? Blood.
Yes, have you uncovered any crimes?
No, we have not. No, there's no body. We don't even know that the death's necessarily just gone.
Do you think this relates to the vampire problem?
The vampire.
On the way in,
Post.
yes, there's a post.
There's a posting about vampires.
May I see?
It was on your wall.
The Knights of the Silver Sun are not under my dominion, so to speak. They're an independent group. Posted up in Riverwall, they travel throughout, rooting out, that sort of thing. One of the few that there's also the Twilight Scouts and the Black Reach. They do that sort of work as well, though less often, not so well funded. And then, though we don't see them in these parts too often, there are also blood hunters. Fairly, I think they tried to stay out of the limelight, so to speak.
The blood hunter.
Blood hunters, yes. I think there's a few different schools of some such that they come from.
And
But
then
smaller numbers, generally one at a time.
what can you tell us about these dangerous beasts in the sewers? Is that something we need some assistance in?
Quickly, before we move on, I'm sorry, the disappearances, just to let you know in good faith, you will be well rewarded if you handle the issue. I'm offering 3,000 gold. Should you complete the investigation and solve my problem. We have had very little luck as of yet. If you can figure it out and deal with it, you'll be handsomely paid. The beasts in sewers. Not too much is known, unfortunately, about that. We had a few children go missing initially. Well, not missing per se. Enter the sewers to play. Apparently, this is a semi-normal thing that they've done. They did not return. Sent in a few guards after them who also did not return. A few more guards who were brave enough who also did not return, and we stopped sending guards.
Smart.
Is there like a specific entrance for this, or just
There are many
down
throughout the city.
any spot?
Well, where did the guards enter? Often the same place.
I believe so. I'm actually not positive.
Could you find out for us?
Sure, we can look into it.
The missing people, I have another question.
Sure.
What's the time frame they've been going missing in? How long has it been going on?
The last several weeks. 4 or 5, perhaps.
How long ago was Norfolk down here?
We going like seen in the city of Bar about a month ago, and before he was gone. Last
Few weeks. Was that name ever reported missing?
Norfolk. Last name?
policeman.
No bells.
Add it to the list.
We're sure he was here.
Last
We heard
read
he was coming down this way.
I'd rather not boost these terrifying numbers.
It's alright. I'll keep track of him.
Sorry to hear that. Sewer entrances. There's a gate, walk-in able entrance to the sewers on the nearer to the not in but near the slums, sort of outside. Not the tip. It's kind of in the middle of things, towards the northern end of town. That may be your best entry point, certainly the easiest.
How long has Madame Maga's traveling brothel been in town?
Madame Maga's what?
The giant penthouse. How long has it been? Has it been a few weeks?
The what?
The Dick Palace.
How do you...
Do you know what's happening outside your town?
I mean, I know much, but there's a brothel.
Very, very large.
Oh, that sounds...
Largely feminine.
Not here.
I'm sure.
The guards will know.
That's a fair assumption. All right.
Well, thank you for your time.
Sure. Yeah, and sorry, 1,000 gold for the beast issue in the sewer. Should that be dealt with? No need to collect bits and pieces. I'd rather not have them in my office, if you understand. Simply come back and report when the task is done. We can dispatch a few guards to scout the sewers and check for the specified courses.
Okay. Well, we'll be in touch.
Sure. Yeah. Is there anything else I can do with you? Do for you?
I don't think so.
We're all set.
I
God.
think we'll be on our way.
All right.
You can make the captain of the guards available to us for questioning.
Guard Captain Shaw. Yeah.
He knows things.
Feel free to go have a talk with the men. Name Aaron Sparrowhawk. Probably be the in or near the barracks.
What was his first name?
Aaron.
Aaron. A-R-Y-N.
Can you provide us a right for a letter that says we are investigating this so that people will cooperate with us?
I see.
Do we need one for the sewers as well?
We do have, yeah. It is locked. There are some guards outside.
A hall pass.
This is a boat or it's the hall pass.
It's the hall pass. Sure, yeah. He reaches, opens
He's
up.
never staying outside another building again.
I can't not.
Opens up a desk drawer. He pulls out like a small, like little pendant hanging on a tray. Jesus. Chain. Oh God. It's like a sort of like resplendent sun pendant. Show them this. It will let them know, I'm sorry, that you're a friend of these.
I don't know what I can do.
I just wanted to see him.
Hold on to this movie.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh.
You were the one that was most likely to be questioned.
It will let them know that you're friends of the administratum, and I will, beyond that, disseminate the information among the guard as well.
Alright.
Any other information or needs you have? Farewell.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anytime.
I'm gonna have a good day.
Have a good day.
How much have I learned about this gypsy by now? What does she have siblings? What are their names? Like Snow and Sleep?
She's from what she's told you, she has a pretty big family, 6 brothers and 7 sisters. She has told you all of their names. You remember none. It was a lot. She rattled it off very quickly.
That's very likely.
She likes to play cards. She likes to play dice, but she's not ever good at it. Her luck is terrible.
Inside check that shit.
Seriously. I don't play dice anyway.
You know that she has, like, she calls it a birthmark. There's like a section of her fur, like on her stomach, that's like just stark white compared to the like darker color of the rest of her skin. Yeah, you've had a conversation.
I was saying, you guys
Show me your
got into
You
it.
scratch her belly.
She's been very. What makes you bad? She's been very enjoyable company this one.
I'm shocked.
Y'all fuck. I don't know if you know this or not, but y'all fuck.
You're up there.
Uh,
You,
I
you
imagine
heard your
you all
jealousy
exit the
either.
office.
You heard us going, oh, y'all fucking? Okay.
Y'all exit the office, passing by the elderly turtle gentleman out front.
Spit out a hairball. Still might be.
He slowly nods and slowly smiles at you as you exit the administratum.
One of these.
You just
Yeah.
like
Righteous.
How do you think you got the job?
exiting the building on the outside. You see Rain and Fel sitting on the steps.
Yeah, that's science.
Y'all having a good time?
That time would be weird.
Yeah, you might be into it.
And you're a little tiny.
Feminine. That's the term.
Just a big woman.
It's about time you guys are back. What did you find out?
What did you find out?
Many things. Many things. About gypsies. None of it pays.
We found out that some of the people we're missing were the people that we ran into that died in homes. So now there's been 7 missing instead of 9.
That's good.
We also learned it pays about 3,000 gold, which is just the figure and everything.
That's good.
That's good. This is very good.
And then dungeon. Not dungeon.
Sewers.
Serious.
Monster. What is it?
They haven't figured it out until they
Everyone,
come back. from the series.
everyone dies.
Everyone.
They send multiple patrols in. We're gonna go talk to the guard captain, Aaron Sparrowhawk, to check on that and the missing people. 3 of the people who were missing were guards as well.
As you guys are chatting, there's a very loud, like, slam behind you.
Behind the building, like
I quickly turn
building.
around.
Turn around to look.
Did the guy fucking faint?
you
Is he dead
No.
now?
look like, and where the noise came from, it looks like the double door.
Mhm.
You don't see anything though.
It's closed or it's open?
It's closed.
Is it open for?
I talk louder. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I have nothing to say though. Aaron, Sparrowhawk,
Two.
Sparrow, Sheriff,
Yes.
Arnold.
So we need to decide what to do with the rest of our day. Should we? We've paid this woman to take us around.
From what you said, one of the missing people was a pet,
But Rain would.
right?
I don't recall saying that, but yes.
You totally did. At some point.
I told you all the things.
Yes, one of the missing people was a half-elf blacksmith.
What was it, like the good blacksmith from town? Cat lady.
He did not specify. He just said it.
No,
Walk
we're
up to the cat
asking.
lady.
Yeah, we're asking Green.
Yeah.
Oh, you look to her. She's not there.
She bailed.
What?
She was a loud noise.
She ran off.
But we were outside, so
You
she
were
ran
outside.
inside the building.
There's a loud noise. You all turned around to look, and she's not there.
Oh, she made the loud noise and left with our money. Everyone, check your pockets.
I don't have.
You appear to have everything that you had on your person.
I didn't like her.
She got us here.
That's why I wanted the map. We would have found. I think we would have found the giant building on the fucking hill. We could have seen.
But
She took you to like the closest possible location. You had her for all of like a half hour.
At least it wasn't Michael.
Maybe we'll cut her on the missing persons.
Hey, great.
Wait, I took the feat alert. Would I have gotten any?
What does alert do for you?
Oh,
That means you
can't
can't be
Also can't be
surprised.
surprised.
Doesn't mean I can't be surprised, but it's like a paragraph.
So we don't know where
Again,
the
a
guard
+5 bonus to initiative. Can't be surprised while unconscious, and creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against me, or are as a result of being unseen by me.
Doesn't affect anything that happened.
So do we know where to look for the guard captain?
The barracks.
To the barracks.
I bet if we can shout thief enough, we can find one.
I don't think you'll get your gold
I'll find it somewhere.
Alright.
Where are the bandits?
They are. Yes, they
The
are
Sunwell
attached to the Sunwell
Administrator.
Administrator.
Hey!
Surprise, surprise.
To them.
So you walk down the length of the building a bit. There's a curve and a smaller sort of adjunct end of the building. You see some guards funneling in and out. Little activity like around the open doors. They all appear to be in guardsman's attire. You approach, see several of them kind of around.
Do any of them look? Are they all wearing the same thing, or does any of them look?
Make a perception.
That's it. Did you know you
A feather in their cap.
You know a cat bitch named Wayne?
Perception.
15. They're
Shut up.
like walking up to the doorway. Most of the guys outside all kind of look the same, but like peeking in, there is a dude like sitting on the edge of a bed, sort of like into the barracks a little bit. That has like a capelet. That's a sort of royal purple with golden trim and a golden orchid on it, just kind of like hanging over one shoulder. That's the like sort of sets him apart from the rest.
Would one of y'all know where I'm trying to Is there, excuse me, sir, sirs, sirs.
Speak to your manager, please.
Slow down.
Yeah, the gentleman with the capelet looks up.
Oh, there you are. Hey,
What
Are you
can I?
Aaron Sparrow?
Aaron, yes.
do you have any questions for him?
Is there something I can do for you?
Just checking. Thanks.
Is that all you needed? Was my name?
We have a letter here. I show him the letter. Actually,
I have a letter.
Scales here has the letter for you.
What letter?
Symbol thing.
And a symbol.
Oh, the pendant.
Yes. From Viraco's loop.
That you guys totally
From
do.
Burgess.
Yeah.
He sees a dragonborn wearing this pendant, kind of
There's a reason.
looks you up and down a little bit. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm just not sure it's one I like.
Well, then you'll have to take that up with Luke.
Look at you.
Oh.
We're investigating the sewers and the missing. I understand 3 of your cards and pens.
They have. Yeah.
Do you know where they were stationed at the time, or has anyone?
2 were stationed on the other tip of the city. 1 here.
Nothing was recorded when they went.
They just didn't show up for duty.
They weren't already on duty.
Last we saw them was on duty. Then they went off, and they never reported back.
So they were not on duty at the time.
They finished their shit.
Did you
They-
check
They
the
reported
tent?
out.
Yes.
So they were off duty at the time. Yes. Have you seen the very large tent outside your city?
It's just weeks in the whorehouse. They can't get out.
I mean,
It'd be like
maybe they had a
suspended
recently large
animal.
bonus.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry. What was your question?
Have you checked with Madame Magus? Trading, traveling brothel.
I check with the brothel.
Did your men frequent it? The ones who were missing?
Many of the gods frequent the brothel. Many folk in the city frequent the brothel.
How long has the brothel been around?
Okay, I feel like Virginia would not know what a
I do. we are going to no.
no. Not the finger.
We will introduce you later.
Well, there's
Okay.
a finger in a metal donut.
Oh man.
That's not strange. Many folk visit the brothel. It's not the only one in town.
But how long has this one been?
Madame Megas specifically. Some weeks. They come in and they go. They've been here before.
Go ahead.
Can I say they come and go?
Like a revolving door.
They were here for a while, year and a half ago as well, so that they've come around again.
I hear some of them never come back. Some come back more.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't spend much time listening to the bot.
Is there any way we can like see where these men slept? Maybe there's things left like around their
Their
bed.
possessions.
We've looked already. They haven't much.
Sure. If you don't mind, we would like to.
We're some of the like professional lookers. We do this all the time.
You realize I'm the
Investigate.
captain of the guard, so am I.
Do you have any? What's your take on this then?
The missing people.
3 of your boys missing. What do you think about it?
Hard to say. I mean, sometimes people just leave.
Oh, that's understandable.
And you guys let them leave?
You got 9 disappearances in this little place.
Common
Now-
folk.
Now proven to be 7.
Look, the common folk die all the time.
All.
3 guardsmen in a hurry is a little strange, but a couple of young guys who grew up here, haven't known anything else. I wouldn't be surprised if they all packed up and left together.
Without
See the
telling
world.
their families?
Do they have family? The guardsmen? Those 3 in particular, no.
And what about
That's
the
interesting.
other missing people? Has
No,
anybody spoken to their families or anything like
not much. Hold on. He kind of reaches into a pack at his feet.
like New York City, they don't know each other. Big.
Pulls out like a little like leather journal, kind of flips through some pages. Let's see of the names we have here. So far, we have spoken to relatives or next of kin for John Jethard and Anna Tate. We have not made. That's as far down the list as we've gotten. Other than
You can cross those two.
Never worked by compulsory found more like you.
you
The
found
families would be-
murdered people, and you think that it's them.
We found one alive.
Oh.
He told us who they were.
That makes
And then
more
he
sense.
was murdered.
You should lead with that.
So, was Anna Tate a brothel worker?
No, daughter of a silk trader in town.
Part-time home.
Beyond that,
Maybe everyone's
No, I was
shacking up with these workers. Taking off. Start new lives.
beyond that,
Playing in the woods.
Landon Swin, from what I understand, a drunk that frequented the dirty sack.
The dirty set.
The dirty
This is
sack.
Is there a
tavern,
clean one?
I'm guessing? Or is this another brothel?
That's the, it's an inn down in the slums.
Hey, that's the one we got.
They do have drink, though. And he, from what I understand, partook much.
That is true.
There's also Ginty McGinty's tavern in town if you're looking for more.
Jim McGinn.
That's the man's name. Anyway. Other than those three, we haven't found out too much. Zafir, the half-elf, was a blacksmith, ran Cinder and Smoke. I want to say... dear God. He's on the northern end of town, nearer to the other end of the crescent. Or his shop was, and his place of residence was there.
And you've been there or not?
We have. Didn't see anything out of sorts.
You talked to anyone?
From what we know here, though. We think that he may have had some friends around town. He was a fairly young man. Had a hard time learning much more than that. I think he liked to meet up. People nearby said he. One couple of evenings as he left work.
Insight check.
That's it. That's me. That's it.
You seem like you're lying.
You're pulling shit out of your ass.
Well, such
An
That's just like
An 8.
jab.
Based on your 8,
Sure.
you gather that it's probably the DM stumbling over his words, gathering his thought. From what we've been able to gather,
He's the real master.
people who live nearby, they've heard a couple of nights, seen him walking off with other younger gentlemen, heard heard reference to the boar hat among the rowdy lot. That's what we were working on last. We didn't proceed beyond that.
Why?
3,000 gold.
Sorry?
Why did you not pursue beyond that?
Found them.
We have not yet had time. We gathered information on John Jethard, Anna Tate, and we were working on and Landon Swin as much as we could, although, again, from what I understand, loner, no family, drunk. Doesn't give us much to work on as far as a disappearance. Zafir, we were just beginning to gather information. We know blacksmith at Cinder and Smoke.
Also no family.
Also no family.
All of these so far have had no family.
We're
Makes
looking for
good.
people who
good
Do you think?
targets.
wouldn't go missing.
Have you heard rumors of these vampires?
I saw the posting on the board, but I don't know anything about it myself.
What can you tell us of the guards in the sewer that got missing?
A couple of kids went in there, didn't come out. A couple of us went in there, didn't come out. A couple more, and the same. Four in all.
Do you know what sooner that entered?
Various locations, although for the large part the sewers underneath the city are all interconnected. It's just a matter of time getting from one area to the next. We don't spend much time down there, obviously, because it is sewers. But the children and half of the guardsmen who went in, from what we understand, disappeared as an entrance large enough to just walk in without having to go through manhole covers or anything like that near the slums. It's like a gated situation.
Anything else you can tell us that you think would help with either of these?
The information I've given you.
Are the sewer entrances, I heard they launched these after two about 15s, or are people posted by them?
There are guardsmen posted outside. They'll be able to help you get in. Obviously we can't cover every manhole or grate in town, but the gated entrance, which is the easiest to access, we have men posted outside there.
Should we tell them your name and show them the dependent, or do something right now?
That will be enough. Tell them that the consul has hired you to help with the problem.
I don't think they would argue with scope.
All right.
Thank you for your help.
Does anyone need to does anyone need to stop off? Do we need to do any shopping?
That's so rude.
before?
I think if we would
Like
go
a
to the gate,
Still this dude's on.
Probably.
Thank you for your time.
try to
We're
get
gonna
some
We're actually in his bedroom. Or we're
Chambers.
sleeping.
We should probably try to get some potions or something.
It'd be great if someone showed us where the fuck they were.
Why don't you hire some?
Some what?
Ice stew.
Sir,
Yes.
do you know of any general store or other kind of shop that would carry healing potions, sort of things? So you might be heading down to the sewers.
Well,
Also, do you have a map of the city? Yes, that is a great idea.
not one that I can give you.
One that we could
What
maybe
about-
take a picture of.
What about what about
What is this taking a picture?
can we copy it on other parts?
Yes. Could we take a sketch?
Is there drawings of the sewers?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no.
Is there a is there an
There's-
area that
There's the general store and there's a bookshop in town. It's as far as I know.
I feel like
that's
the
the one.
Sunwell administration would be very organized. They must have maps of the sewers.
Organized, yes. Maps of a shit river system. Not
Under a
so
very
much.
populated, vast town that would need repair.
Look, they went in the door. They didn't come out of the door. I imagine you'll be able to find problems within the door.
Are there any plumbers?
You know Mario.
A what?
You call them. Step one.
The giant fucking
Step one.
Okay, so you're
It was the office.
asking for potions. General store, I wouldn't really bet on. That's the Magnolia Thrift, though. If you do want to go there for anything. There is. Sorry. There's too much shit in the city.
Yes,
We
that's
wouldn't
why
know.
we're trying to go. We wouldn't know.
So
wouldn't know.
much shit.
It's ridiculous.
And also, we're gonna go wade through all
Well,
that shit.
they don't have maps to give you. That doesn't necessarily mean they don't have
They won't even let us trees.
Buy new boots. With the shit wall.
I feel like
Rain boots.
tracing a map of a very dense city center is a hard thing. That's why it's like a real profession.
Uh-huh.
Should probably just have
Last
figured out spelling
Mhm.
on their
Hospital.
maps.
Book place. Grocery place.
You are here.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is okay? So in terms of potions, there's too many goddamn NPCs. My accents are all over the place tonight. In terms of possibility of potions, there is an alchemist, herbalist of sorts, Herb's place. The name of the place is Herb's place. His name is Herb.
Love
Is
it.
that for real?
Yes.
That's fun.
That's real. There is also procurer, creator, seller of things magical or odd. The shop is called Enchanted, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yes, like Enchanted, I'm sure.
Where y'all want to head first?
Run by a man named Kados.
Kratos.
Kados.
Katos.
He's hard to miss. He's white and has a tail.
And giant red tattoos.
Not Kratos. Kados. Stark white, tail, horns. He's a
Horns.
Oh, it's good. So it's not again.
tiefling, yes. I'm not a big fan myself, but I'll take him over the scale skins.
Wow. Just,
What?
Cat cooties.
you heard what he called it.
Oh, would you actually? He says I'll take. He'll take a scale stone. A scale stone. I didn't hear the scale.
No, wait, what? What was that reason?
No, yeah.
What?
I just didn't. Yeah,
Your replay
couldn't
rate-
understand.
I actually didn't catch it. Hold on.
Slower this time. Thanks for my advice.
But if anyone's likely to have what you're looking for, it's either Herb or Kados.
Let's head over to,
Go to her.
let's go to Herb.
Herb.
Y'all ready?
For what I'm about to do.
What?
Said for what I'm about to do.
Alright.
What are you about to do?
I'm down. I like it.
I'd like to inspire. I don't know why, but I feel like I'll do.
You're like,
Something about stabbing people.
if you'd like, I can't offer you a map. I'm sorry. I can have a guardsman show you where you need
do
to
you
get
have?
around town.
I was going to ask. Do you have some nobleman's son who shouldn't belong here, but could lead us around?
Yeah, I've got
Someone
just
you
the
can
fucker.
get rid of.
Yeah, why don't you hang on a quick moment. Yeah,
A fruit.
kind of like walks off to the other end of the building, opens a back door, steps outside, kind of like swings shut behind him. Not all the way closed though; it's a little cracked. You hear some like, "Get the fucking," general huffing. Door opens. You see him walk in, step to the side, and through walks a pretty like mousy looking. Got like kind of shaggy, like sandy blonde hair. very diminutive young human boy. You had to guess, probably like 14, 15 years old.
Fucking mine.
It's Milo. No,
Fuck!
it's not Milo.
How did he beat us down here, right?
He comes through looking pretty sheepish, kind of like tail tucked between his legs style. Walks up in front of you. The guard captain, Arin, steps up behind him like a full foot and a half taller. This is Donald Went. He like says the name with a like spit in his voice, like this. Fuck this kid. Feel free to take him off my hands for the conceivable future.
Welcome to the group, Donald.
Thank you.
Oh, never mind. Let's go. All right, that was quick. Where do we head to first? Herbs. Thanks to Herbs. Herbs Place.
Herbs place. Okay. Follow me.
That's the plan.
He like rolls his eyes and starts looking out in front. He leads you through the city. Wait. Through much of the city, you kind of pass through different areas, going all the way like to the northern end where you entered, and then even beyond that, starting to head towards that other region of the crescent. Along the way, you pass various other shops. You pass a couple of different like smithies and there's a weaponsmith, an armorsmith, a leather worker.
Can I keep my eyes out for that stupid cat lady?
Yeah, I would also like to do that.
Make a perception check.
I would also like.
Oh, all right. Let's not all jump
It's
on
all-
this.
Well, no, I guess I wouldn't even
She's
have
out
to
of
roll
it.
anyway.
Natural 20.
Damn!
Very
Minor.
good. Okay, so just general keeping your eye out.
You look to the left. She's raven.
Good to know.
You bitch.
A lot of these places have like signs out front. So there's like you pass the leather worker. It's called limited immunity. You pass what you gather to be an armored smith, which is called unlimited immunity. There's a weaponsmith a ways down the road that is called none immune. You pass by a fairly like a solid like 50 to 80 foot range height, like it looks almost man-made plateau towards the center of the city, and up on that you can see like walls skirting the like perimeter of the top of the plateau, and you can see kind of the tips of like roofing and stuff beyond that. Hard to make out too much more from how close you are to it. And yeah, just kind of see a lot of the city. The boy guard guide, Donald, is not very talkative. He's not really, he's not as lively as your last guide. He's taking you where you need. Getting closer to the other end of the city and kind of towards the outside edge of the buildings. One of the outermost, and kind of beyond that, then you just see like farmland and stuff stretching out beyond, green fields, couple trees and all that. But right inside that line is a pretty small little shack of a place. A little sign up above the door says Herb's Place. Here it is.
All right, wait here.
Okay.
Right.
Why?
Yep. Make sure he doesn't run off.
We didn't. I told Gilliam. We didn't pay him anything. Stay here, boy.
Stay here, boy. Boy.
It's like,
Walking in, place is fairly dimly lit. There's a couple of windows, but they're small. Not real big, but there's various qualities of shelving kind of scattered about the place. There are planters, dried herbs, things in jars and stuff kind of scattered around all over. Sitting on a stool behind a counter in the back of the room, kind of like hunched over, grinding some stuff with a mortar and pestle, a couple of candles nearby. He's squinting. He's got glasses at the tip of his nose. It's an elderly human man. He has kind of short, wispy white hair. And just generally looks focused on his task, but hearing the door open, he kind of looks up. Ah, customers. What can I help you with today?
We were wondering if you have any healing potions of any sorts.
Potions? I think I got just the thing. What nature are you looking for?
You?
You did say that, didn't you? No.
Nope.
No.
No potions.
No, hold on. Potions, I have a couple of different things. I have, you said healing specifically. I've got these two potions of healing. He sets them on the counter in front of him. And then if you're looking for something special, I've got a potion of fire breath. Make it breathe like a dragon.
we already have one.
Well, it'll make you breathe like a dragon, not just him. I've also got a potion of poison resistance.
Hey, how much are healing potions?
The healing potions, push up my glasses to actually see, are 50 gold each.
Good, yeah. Wait.
It was about 25 cheaper.
We both have healing potions.
That's 100 gold for the two.
And,
Yeah, how much for that resistant poison?
The potion of poison resistance is 350 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Scales.
You know how to
Oh,
do things like that, right?
Balance.
I wouldn't do that. We would take it.
What was that?
I was asking the bardic term. God gave him the powers to prevent poison. Plus restoration. Plus restoration.
But
Burn the wood now.
what I learned by being a paladin, taking or not taking.
It should be a option. Plus restoration.
No, I have lay on hands that can do disease and poison.
It's not resistance to damage, but you can cure it.
Right.
Oh, and that potion's resistance damage.
Correct.
alright, so I definitely need to shield them.
Yes.
Would any of you like to be a dragon?
No.
I would love to.
Breathe fire.
How much is the dragon?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
We brought
10 gold. How much? 150. But you can breathe fire more than once.
Oh, for how long?
Well, let me tell you.
oh, nice.
If you drink this potion, you'll be able to use a bonus action. As a bonus action, You can exhale fire at a target within 30 feet of you. Target must make a DC 13 dex save. You take 4d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
It's twice as good as mine.
The effect ends after you exhale the fire 3 times or when 1 hour has passed. And as the potion's sitting there on the counter,
You wouldn't even have to.
sitting there on the counter too, you can see it's got like orange liquid that's kind of like flickering and like sparking, and smoke is kind of wafting around at the top of the container.
Sounds good, but I think we have enough fire on our side.
What do you have bonus actions?
Uh,
You have a lot of bonus actions? Yeah, you have a lot of bonus actions that you can do.
that would be the
Exactly. That's
Amos
all
gonna
right.
buy you the potions and then like after
Were you? I thought you were going to take one and have someone else buy it.
Oh yeah, I thought you were just buying both.
okay. For the fire breath.
How far did it go?
Killed or
It's just a target within 30 feet of you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an aim.
Fireballs. Yeah, mine can hit multiple targets.
So, leave it anything else?
Beyond that, I have many herbs and remedies. Salves.
What about 200 gold for the both healing potions and the fire?
And could you throw in some herbs that would make some very nice looking food taste better?
Pepper.
Possibly salt.
Yeah, a lot of pepper.
Salt and pepper.
You're asking me to take a 50 gold hit. That's pretty big.
But you're selling 200 gold of
Indeed. Make a persuasion check. Yeah, I'm not sure I can take that big a hit. Listen. Say new customer discount, and you're taking a good amount off my hands. 235. It sounds like your dwarf friend wants the fire breath.
Well, I think we all think so.
Would you like to buy? Just 100 for the healing potions there. All right. Says him out on the table in front of you. Pay him 100 golds. Donald's out there waiting for you.
Where else? Blacksmith?
I think we saw a few blacksmiths.
Do we want to? Y'all want to do like the sewers right now? Or maybe go to the blacksmith real quick and just get some information on old Zephyr, the half elf blacksmith who disappeared.
Yes.
Oh look,
I kind of wanted to
I
check
have-
out
real quick, family tradition. I just want to, maybe y'all like this. Ready? Put your thumbs out like this, right? Find out information on Zephyr. Go to the damn tunnels. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
No,
Wait.
it's too. Damn it, oregano. All right. So we're going information on Zephyr.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I.
Where do you want to go?
Blacksmiths.
Which one?
No.
Cinder and
Cinder.
Isn't he dead or something?
Just take us there.
This new generation of kids. I
Listen,
swear,
Donald.
They get worse.
We're going to be doing some dangerous things. We will try to keep you alive. and out of trouble.
Okay.
But
And
we
he starts
need to-
walking.
Oh! Little brat! Rapier.
What was it?
Stab a child on the
Yeah.
back.
Pokey.
Like down the wind.
Yep.
Cut the top of his hair.
Skeleton.
All right.
Yeah.
Ironically, Cinder and Smoke, as you guys are like saying this and you want him to lead you to it, he goes, okay, and turns around. It's across the street.
So,
Still. Stab.
See, I told you Donald was worth something. Look at him. Best tour guide I've ever seen. Settle down.
We would have never found it without
Sit
him.
down.
All right.
You guys are fucking great.
How about Scales? You want to go get some information on Zephyr from one of these blacksmiths real quick?
Yes.
All right, head on.
I'll go with him.
You go with him.
I also go with
You go.
I'll just hang out,
Yes.
still watching out for stupid cat.
You walk up and try the door. It's locked.
Sweet.
So I knock. There.
Is there a window?
There are windows.
Can I look in the window?
Are you tall
Sure.
enough?
Yeah.
Can I see?
It's,
pick up Gilvin to look. I
Window
bet just so we can
that
both look through the window together.
make a perception check.
Make a strength check. Oh, okay.
Oh. Perception.
1. You didn't lift me up high enough. I can't see.
Your helmet came down over your eyes.
I don't have a helmet.
Well, that's true.
All right. 17.
17. Looking in the window, it's pretty dark inside other than like the light coming through the windows. You don't see anybody.
No one's responded to the knocking. I tried to pick the lock.
Oh.
Okay, are you just like broad
I
daylight?
kind of like stand. Yeah. I
I
kind
mean,
of
we have
crowd.
we have a rate.
Yeah,
We have
I
a,
kinda crowd
on
around
one side
them.
of him, so just knock on the door.
I don't
while-
care.
Just like
we
I'm
have paperwork.
Sure, make a
standing there,
use tools check.
looking out.
I know, but I'm an expertise. And I can do math. 20.
Without much difficulty, you start jiggling around there. Door opens up.
After you.
Yeah,
exactly. In the face.
It explodes.
Every time.
What, you didn't look for traps?
Yeah, like it looks from the window. It's dark inside. There's no like torches or lanterns or anything lit.
Sleep back.
Your burning
Burning
torch.
branch.
Yes, your burning branch
Noise.
lights
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
with its dull orange glow. Kind of fills the space. But it's
Investigation.
what are you looking for? You can't just investigation everything.
Yes.
What's everything in here?
I'd like to look to see if there's like
I want
a
to see
crime
if
scene.
there's signs of him
Yeah,
like
struggle.
packing up and leaving right now.
I'm looking
Okay.
for.
But everyone said maybe they just left.
Okay. Make investigation check.
I'm gonna mage hand my torch thing onto something higher up. If there's like a chandelier up above something.
14.
14.
I would like to look from the shop outside the door to see if anybody came to consideration.
That's good.
6.
Roll perception. 6. Okay. You were looking for signs of packing up and leaving?
Yeah.
John was looking for struggle. Okay. As far as you can tell, in terms of like packing up and leaving, no. I mean, you don't know the guy or like his life or business really. You're not like familiar with blacksmithing, but you see a lot of tools sitting around. You see things like if you had to guess, you would say he just closed up shop and then didn't open it.
So it doesn't look like the place was ransacked or like.
I mean, again, you don't like you're not familiar with the place, you haven't seen it before, but it doesn't look
But there's not
like
things like laying on the
yeah,
floor
there's
or
nothing.
shovel.
It doesn't look like it got like tossed or anything.
Does it look like he lived there though?
I ran. No.
Oh yeah.
I thought these were vampires.
I rage.
No, there's been terrorist activity in Sartrese.
Flying carpet everywhere.
There's a kind of looking. You don't really see signs of struggle either. There is like a back door, like towards the back of the like work area. Opening that up, there's a stairwell that leads upstairs, and that looks like a living quarters. Again, nothing looks tossed or anything. Looking around, you don't know if there's like things missing or not because you don't know. But
You said there's tools and stuff. Are they like? It's like
It's a blacksmith.
it is a blacksmith.
Yeah, I know.
What
the
you're-
weapons.
Right, what you're looking around doesn't look like specific to stuff that you guys would probably be super interested in. It seems like it's mostly like general smithy work. A lot of like horseshoes and like wheel fixing and
To keep the
Wheel
lights on.
fixing.
Yeah.
Horseshoes.
Wheel fixing.
Horseshoes.
Horses. We have horses.
And wheels.
You're
Son of a
gonna,
bitch.
are
And
you
you
gonna
know how
rob this missing man's
Well,
blacksmith
weaponsmith, but-
shop?
He's probably
What did you roll perception?
He's probably dead.
You don't see
Still
anyone
dead men, shit
watching.
to men.
Nope, I don't see him.
and he has no family.
Well, can we like look for gold then?
Open the register.
Do you actually want to rob this guy?
He said he's dead with no family. I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
We don't know if he's
Yeah,
dead.
you don't know if he's dead.
Well,
We didn't
find
go
him
back.
and
Okay,
return
if we
it
find
to
him,
him.
yeah, we'll give it back.
Last time someone died, their money was taken. Yes. Why not?
Right? Justified.
She's like, oh.
We'll remember this.
You can go buy the fire.
So
I'm not saying I'm stealing it, but I'm holding it.
I'm gonna come.
So you're looking for valuables
Yes.
outside of like the tools and metals and stuff. right?
Well, we definitely want the horseshoes and the wheel parts.
How many horseshoes?
Oh.
8. We have 2 horses.
All right, I'd say he probably has that.
I throw him in my bag.
Oh, and like the
'Cause
little
they
hammer
hit-
you
write 'em
use,
down.
like,
You would probably still have to see somebody able to do that.
There's a lot more that goes into
Uh-huh.
What?
shooting horses.
Yeah.
Like files.
well, at least if we brought our own shoes.
None of you like. Yeah, no.
Or
None of
we
you would
could-
have a lot of experience like
You know,
doing
when
anything
we're on
like
the
that.
road,
Kick me so far.
tenting,
Phil might.
No.
take a little
He has
steak
a-
I got,
he had a
put it in the ground.
donkey.
Put some horseshoes.
It's my horseshoes, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Ooh, we have 8?
He's not like
Phil's
a
house.
craftsman.
I was trying to think of a funny.
He's an
Stop
academic.
for horses.
You know,
Huh?
he's an academic, not a craftsman.
I'm looking at my tool.
His
What are your tool proficiencies?
It's like 5 or 4. Yeah. It's 4. Yeah, alchemist, herbalism,
Well, okay.
leather workers,
Leatherworking.
masons, and
So far, none of those have.
and tinker's
Okay.
tools.
Okay. Yeah.
We would tinker those.
No, still doesn't really apply to that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I checked the register.
There's not like a register as such. make an investigation check looking for valuables.
Including in floorboards and secret.
Sure.
Ooh. That would be a 20.
20 flat, dirty 20.
Dirty.
So we call it
Dirty 20. Yeah, it's not natural.
largely feminine.
It is impure.
Well, I don't know how to add horseshoes to them.
Oh, you can
Because they're like not.
you can type
They're not
in.
an item on there.
Yeah, there's a custom.
Yeah, you can custom them, but you can also just add an item. I think that's not.
Yeah, you never want to go back like that shit.
Yeah, it just goes out.
It goes all the way
But
20.
whenever you're ready.
20.
Yeah. Do it 20.
It's still 20.
Hasn't changed.
Dirty.
He's helping him out. Wait. Looking behind, like the counter, there are some like shelves and compartments and stuff. Pushed to the back of like one of those under that counter, there's a little metal lockbox. Other than that, there's, like I said, lots of like tools and
Is a lock.
yes.
I'm going to try to look for traps and pick.
Okay. And yeah, sure. Investigation to check for traps.
A natural.
There's no traps.
Seems fine.
Looks great.
I'm gonna pick it.
Seems
Safe as shit.
Seems fine.
Seems fine. It's just a little metal lock. 12.
Well, you're. Fucking tool broke off.
I said it in front of Gelvin. Please smash this.
Make an attack roll.
I put down my shield.
2 hands. 2 hands.
Win.
Reckless attack.
20 to hit.
20 roll damage.
Using my 2 hands.
D12.
I have a 12 and a 10.
It's a 12.
4 hands. Plus
Oh.
You need a 10? Here. Yeah, these one.
So like 3 plus 3.
6 plus 2.
Oh, plus.
Yeah.
It's just a 1d10 plus 3.
It's yeah, 1d10 plus 3.
Okay.
6.
6.
Cool. Yeah, you smash it. You bust off the lock fairly easily.
Open it.
Yeah, you open it and it's empty. No, I'm just kidding. There's
So that'd be important, though.
Yeah, it would be important because he took his money with him and left it where it wasn't obviously robbed.
No, yeah, there's not a like ton of coin in there. You do find, however, 36 gold,
30?
36,
36 gold.
24 silver, and 6 copper.
I'm gonna give all this silver.
I absolutely. I'm going to keep
Just take the
15
gold.
gold, and I'm going to give Gilbert the rest.
How much is 36 gold?
So I get 15 gold and how many silver?
I didn't pay attention.
No, no.
You get 20.
Just leave the copper and leave the.
21 more.
You get 21 gold and 20 gold.
24 silver, and 6 copper.
Find wherever
Equipment.
my
Okay, go to equipment.
Congratulations,
and then money.
you robbed an innocent missing man.
You know what? I'm chaotic neutral. And I was raised to thief.
Chaotic
Well,
neutral, not necessarily chaotic ass, although you were raised to thief. Well,
Not raised, but you know, for the past 5 or 10 years. To save her life.
Yeah, the story changed.
Well, if we find him alive, I'll ask him, like, would you have given us all your money to save your life? Or, like,
sure. Or like, no.
like no, but
That's probably not even all his money. That's just the
Yeah.
register.
20 16
That ain't nothing.
silver.
24 silver.
He's got his savings. He has a bank account.
6.
He's a business
He's
owner.
a bank account.
Is there a
He's a
card there?
Professional.
He's a platinum card.
I do want to go up to the loft or whatever, the upstairs, and just like check his room again, not for valuables this time, but just for a book. Like, is he leaving a journal or any kind of clues like that would lead to maybe something that he was into that would lead to this disappearance or any kind of clues.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check up there. Huh?
Train tickets, browser history.
That's a natural one.
Man,
Natural
what?
one.
Hey, at least it's now and not in the sewers.
Nothing is jumping out at you.
I come back down. There's no clues.
Well, I guess we gotta stop. Can we lock it?
Yeah, I would like to shove the broken lockbox back where it was.
Okay.
And then try to
Slide back.
and then try to head out and like lock up like we
Okay.
so that it won't get ransacked.
Sure. Easy enough.
See, we're not terrible people.
Don't
judge us.
Walked in, broke his lockbox, took his money, and left. That's fine.
Probably did. But most thieves don't lock up after they leave.
Science.
You walk out. That was pretty fucking loud in there, guys.
Well, we scale stuff is stuff.
You got a pretty metallic ass toe, bro. Sounded like, I don't know,
Who's
like a
on it?
hammer hitting metal.
Who's on an
Hey,
anvil?
drop back.
On his toe, that's metal.
On
Nice. Wow.
Just get on. Take us to the sewer.
Wait,
What?
where is Enchanted?
Uh,
Is it also next?
I don't think it's next door, but hang on.
Is it on the way to the sewer?
I think it could be.
You did say there was many entrances.
It is the ship. Shit, logo. Fish river.
It's shit river, yeah.
Also, where is Auschwitz?
Where is what?
I mean, Osterweiser.
Oscar Mayer.
Osterweiz.
Oh lord.
Osterweiz.
Christ. The Osterweiz plantation.
It's outside the city.
Yeah, it is outside the city.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a ways outside, like the north end of town. It's sort of on that like outskirts of, you know how like you guys were on that like hilltop overlooking the whole like low like farmland and stuff, and like stretching out to where you can see the city and the bay and everything. It's like pretty close to the outside of that ring of farmland. Enchanted, I'm sure, is pretty close to where you guys entered town originally. So, like a 20, 30 minute walk.
Is it close to the boar hat?
The boar hat is like near
The mouth.
The sewers.
near one like tip of town.
Okay. The sewers are in the middle.
Yeah, the sewers are kind of in the middle of the slums, which is actually also
Yeah.
relatively close to
The sewers.
Enchanted, I'm sure. And the
Oh.
sewers.
Oh, okay. Well, fit them all.
Where you go?
Take us to Enchanted, I'm sure. Then we'll be slumming it.
Slumming it. You know, one dude drunk was a frequenter of the Dirty Sack, which is in the slums. Sewer entrance near the slums. Enchanted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Near-ish, but outside in nicer area.
We'll end up at Boar's Hat.
Cool, so Enchanted, I'm sure. You want to talk to the devil man. Got it. And he walks away. You head that way. It's on like right on one of the main thoroughfares of town.
Still looking at the
Kind of the main thoroughfare. Still looking out for Cat Lady.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
She rolled a natural 20.
She rolled her
didn't get
natural
no-
20. She's keeping an eye out. That's
get no
sticking.
kill.
She hasn't seen her yet. She might not at all. But she hasn't seen her yet. So, you're walking down kind of a like pretty wide street, barely happening. There's a lot of foot traffic. There's the occasional like stall set up on the street side, shops and things along the way, and you see a pretty quaint looking shop. It's nice. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like small but nice. I don't know. Looks cozy, well put together. Walk in, little sign like hanging on the outside has the name. You walk in and behind the counter, kind of like hovering one hand over an item, you see like some like glowing speckles just kind of floating down and surrounding the thing on the countertop. There is a pretty handsome, pale white tiefling. You might say he's devilishly handsome. He has kind of medium length white to silver hair, pale ram horns that curl. Kind of a pretty boy, like finer features.
What was his name?
Kados. He has silver eyes. He dresses kind of extravagantly. He's got scarves and things draped about. He has like accessories and rings in his horns. He has pretty broad shoulders. Yeah, like accessories and things like hanging off his horn. Pretty broad shoulders. He's very. You see like bits of his arm like peeking out from the sleeves and stuff of his robes. He seems like slim but very toned and muscular. And yeah. He kind of looks up, still the like specks of glowing dust dropping from his hand. Can I help you?
Cadence.
That is my name, yeah.
That's all.
Well done.
You all wanted to come here.
Lovely
You have
meeting
a staff that he needs to look at.
Yeah. Do that first. I want to look around.
A staff?
Yeah, we, I don't know, got it off this little goblin thing.
A goblin staff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is it? No, that's odd. He kind of holds a hand over it. You see, he traces like a little glyph in the air. There's like a trail of glowing light that follows his finger and then slowly disappears like on a delay. And then you see a little like flash of blue in his eyes. Like, huh.
What do you want told me?
I said it's but sure.
My God.
Somebody once told me that this is no.
Staff available.
Yeah. It's well, first it's not a staff. It's a wand. It's pretty short. Maybe a staff for you. Anyway.
I do that.
It can be used once a day. Recharges at dawn. When activated, it will spawn a stream of butterflies. Hence the butterfly at the end of the stick, the wand. It will fly.
Poisonous butterflies.
No, they fly towards whatever you're aiming at, and it's gonna make it harder for them to see and act for a minute.
For a minute.
Well, for 6 minutes.
He said a minute.
I believe
Right
he said a
there.
minute.
I meant a minute, like in the
Like
colloquial way.
Like magic butterflies? Or are they
You can.
flammable?
It's the wand of butterflies. You'll be able to find that in there.
Are they aggravated by the
7.
laser beam?
So what is it? It blinds them?
So when activated, a stream of butterflies fly towards the target, giving them disadvantage on attack rolls and perception checks for 1 round. Range of 30 feet. Wand recharges at dawn.
It sounds silly, but Like, useful.
Yeah.
No
Is there,
bog,
what's the range on it?
no bog never got a chance to use it. 30 feet, yeah.
More useful. Please.
I mean, so
A jar of
Then a dead
bees.
jar.
Or a dead
You better just sell that thing.
Who's gonna buy a jar of bees?
I can speak to them.
It sounds like something Katos would buy. That's curious.
I mean, so like, what's on the walls?
How do I
Like,
revive
things
my
displayed for sale, or just decorations and gizmos? And...
It's mostly like decorations and stuff. There's a couple like figurines and stuff scattered around, like things that are like interesting or like
Knickknacks.
yeah. There's a lot of knickknacks.
I was waiting. I
What
was
was
like,
that?
you gonna say patty wax?
Paddywhack. There is one paddywhack. There.
You don't see those.
If you are you like inquiring or just looking?
just looking for now.
Patty wax?
I
Specific
was
cool stuff.
gonna ask you. Do you have anything that I could like wear to like boost my armor? I'm looking for like a PC booster.
Probably a patty wax.
Paddywhacks. I have.
or what?
Oh, I haven't seen her in a while.
She flies by.
Armor boosts. Not really something I have in stock at the moment. I do have things that will help you in dangerous situations, but not in that way. Well, what are you interested in? I have a fairly light stock for the moment, always working on more, but for now, I have a collection of different potions, if that's interesting to you. Few different types, various amounts of healing potions. I have a potion of fire resistance.
Fire breathing.
Everyone. Popular potion.
Resistance. I have a potion of diminution.
Make it small.
It does.
Some of us don't need that potion.
It makes you much smaller for
Can I ride the butterflies?
quite a while.
Oh,
I'm
That
not
would
sure to
be-
make you quite that small, but maybe.
How tall are you?
4 foot. And
How
I'm
much do you weigh?
no.
So there's that. I have, for those who seek to carry many items, I have bags that tap into pocket dimensions. I have for
Yes, we.
That.
Yes.
How
Ah.
much?
here's all my.
take my money, please. A bag of holding will run you 750.
We pulled.
We could, but also we would just make that after the sewers. So maybe we set aside a party fund after the sewers since we're starting to make a lot of money.
For those who are of a musical nature or those with leadership qualities, perhaps, I have this horn.
I have half of those. Tell me about the other half.
He pulls out a horn.
There's 3.
I call this the voice of the mountain. It would allow you to inspire people from a much greater distance.
Oh.
I think you can just do that like this.
I have, while these are not quite as sizable a space as a bag of holding, I have shared pouches of transfer, which, as long as they come in pair, I have 2 currently. As long as the 2 people who have them are on the same plane of existence, you may store up to about a backpack's size amount of items inside, items, money, whatever, what have you. No matter where you are on said plane of existence, you will both have access to these items.
How much?
Damn.
How much for the pouches? 400.
How big is it?
Probably fairly like that.
Same with the bag of holding or bigger?
Bag of holding will be big.
I think we should pick up both sides.
What's the
After?
range increase on that?
On the horn. Bardic inspiration range increased by 25 feet.
Holy shit. Oh, that's pretty.
That horn is 1,000.
Do you think do we smoke them? None of us have
Everyone
showered
thinks
or
we have
bathed or
money.
Washed anything.
Everyone thinks we have money.
We're dirty.
It's
I know
like
we're
a-
dirty.
A pretty significant increase to,
That's like the only thing that will increase it like ever.
right.
Yeah, I get it.
I have a
Not
Hey.
worth this brick.
I have a ring that would allow the wearer to choose an individual they can see within 30 feet of them, which they will then be linked with until cancelled. Be able to communicate, yes, transfer thoughts telepathically with said individual until choosing a new individual within the vicinity.
And how much would that?
2,000 gold.
Anything under 1,000.
Well, no,
I still want to hear the
I
same
want that.
amount.
Exactly.
I'm out.
Like I'm probably buying off the dollar menu, but I still want to see the big man.
I have a large axe. It's not just an axe. Sorry, I just thought that'd be funny. I have a large axe that can be thrown for a decent range, 30 feet, and then you would be able to, wherever you are, recall it to you. I call it the Leviathan axe.
The what? The Leviathan.
The Leviathan axe.
Gotta work.
How much? 950 gold.
Wow, that,
But it can be recalled from
We should-
anywhere so long as you are on the same plane of existence.
Just do-
that's,
we should make a shop.
We should make a shot.
You could leave it across the world and call it back to you as long as you're attuned and on the same plane.
You put stuff on layaway?
How long did it take you to take like a short rest, like an hour?
Or a short
Can I hold
rest.
it?
You do.
Look at this for an hour,
You do.
then leave. It's like, well, see you much later.
No, he's more shrewd than that.
Do you take payment plans?
I have a short sword,
How much was Leviathan?
950. I have a short sword I call the Vindicated Blade. When the user is attacked with a spell, you may attempt to absorb that spell into the blade. If you succeed in doing so, you absorb some of the damage dealt to you, and then, after absorbing that damage, on your next hit with the weapon, you're able to deal it back to your enemies. That is
How much was the pair of pocket pants?
the pocket pouches, the shared pouches of transfer. 400 gold for the pair. Vindicated Blade is 1,250 gold, and that is as well.
Only the damage. That seems like not a spell effect. And yeah.
I'm not 100%, but I think that's a +1 as well.
the returning weapon.
The Vindicated Blade. I think the Leviathan Axe is just it would count as magical damage because it's a magical item, but it's not a plus anything. I have the last item I currently have available is the Life Tether Ankh. While wearing this necklace, it's a kind of like beaded necklace with a looks like maybe carved out of like either stone, bone, or wood, and it's kind of hard to tell just based on like the texture and coloring. Looks like there are a few emeralds affixed to like the it's like a cross, right? So affixed to like the edges of the sides and the bottom, and then the top of it just kind of forms a circle that's attached to like a beaded chain. While wearing this, you can choose to simply succeed when death comes knocking.
How many times?
You can choose to succeed on a death saving throw that you would have otherwise failed. No action required. If you use it,
After you roll.
correct. Yeah. So you can roll. If you fail, you can just decide to succeed on it. If you use it in this way when suffering 2 failed death saving throws, you instead gain 1 success and 1 failure. So if like someone hits you and it's 2 automatic saves normally, then one of them will be a success and 1's a failure.
Wow.
And then once it has been used in that way, it shatters and is destroyed.
Oh, the ring of telepathy. What was the?
And the life tether Ankh is 200.
Not bad for $200. That's the one that gives you a free save on a death save.
The band of projected thoughts is 2,000.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do you take commissions? Do you make
Enchantment takes time, but yes.
Most of my questions.
Fair.
I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
That I don't need. And I'm sure it'll be a lot.
We will be back.
Good. Is there anything you'd like to purchase while you're here now?
Yes. But we don't have the money.
For any of it?
No. We will be.
Fair enough. No potions?
You didn't say you had any.
I did.
How much are you?
How much are your heat?
So he has 4 potions of healing, like the regular ones that were 50 gold each. He has 2 potions of greater healing that are 400 each. Potion of fire resistance that is 350 gold. No, that's the herb.
You tell me, what would you charge for fire breathing?
If I had one, about 150.
Right from the one guy's.
Yeah.
And the potion of diminution, which basically enacts the reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours.
That'll take 1 push again.
Okay, 50 gold for that. Anything else?
We'll be on our way.
Well, good luck on your travels. Hope to see you again soon.
Are there any
Sounds good.
ingredients or anything that we are adventurers we might come across that you would pay?
Fair question. Sometimes in the brewing of potions, somewhat in the enchantment process, although that's more my ability as well as certain more arcane items, not likely to be found on beasts specifically, more refined agents. But parts of beasts can be useful in the brewing process, yeah. Specifics, not off the top of my head, but if you come across anything interesting, feel free to bring it by.
Oh,
There's also Herb. He makes some potions as well. He could potentially have use of things that I may not.
Good.
Thank you for your time.
Anytime. Please return.
Did you know?
You son of a.
I'm sorry.
Did you know
now he's
Zypher?
getting
Zafir.
Zafir.
Yeah, unfortunate. He's been gone for a bit, huh?
Do you know anything about his disappearance or his
Family,
family?
no. As far as I know, he doesn't have any. I think he came here from somewhere else 5 or 6 years ago, set up shop. I can't say I'm especially close with the man, but I've seen him and his somewhat rowdy crew occasionally heading up to the board hat and drinks. Maybe you find out more there.
Alright, fare thee well. Take care.
And you. Please come back alive and with money.
Alright, where to now, y'all?
What time is it now?
Probably
10:34.
getting all like the walk around town meetings and stuff. You're probably getting like midday after like earlier afternoon, like 2 or 2:30.
Have anywhere else we can just start visitors or check out
Well,
the
we've
water?
got the slums and the sewers.
Dirty sack.
The dirty sack and the slums. They're right next to each
Might as well. If it already-
You might find some dirty sacks in the sewers.
Probably. So.
other. We might find some dirty sacks that smell like
Dirty smacks.
Dirty smacks.
You get those up there.
That's my boy, Dirty Smacks.
Yo.
Smack some sacks.
This is straight to the street. Man.
You got that dirty smack?
Donald,
Yeah.
Oh, Dirty Smacks. I'm done.
to the dirty sacks.
The what?
I think it's the dirty sacks.
You want to go to the dirty sack, or do you want to see a dirty sack?
Why do you have one?
Oh my god.
I can point you to the brothel.
Gilvin's been drinking.
It's
all
See dirty sack.
I can point you to the brothel if you want to see some dirty sacks.
We already saw the digit.
No, not that one. There's another one in town. Not quite so
Quite the
nice.
tent they pitched.
Hey. Wow.
Dirty sack.
Stop. Oh Lord. So you're going
It's
to the
an
dirty.
erection joke.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Boner.
Boner.
Yeah, we got that out of the way.
So to the dirty sack.
Correct.
Okay. Homeboy takes you into a seedier looking side of town. You kind of go off the main thoroughfare, go into some like side streets, takes you through a couple alleys. It's a little shady. You pass a couple people you're pretty sure are doing some illegal shit on the way.
Any cats?
You can make another perception.
The cat lady.
11.
11. You do not see any cat.
Oh, we're in the slums now? Can
Check your
I,
pockets.
like, mark in Thieves' Camp that, like, I'm here and find a dirty sack?
Find a dirty sack.
No, and,
You're gonna get something totally different.
Yeah. And just say that, like, I'm, interested in talking to somebody from, like, the local skill leaders here.
Where do you want to mark that?
The board. I'm assuming since I'm in the slums, I would like to see if I find any other thieves' camp anywhere.
Just like walking around?
Just like written on, a door, an alley, or marking something. It's we're in the larger city.
Just tattooed under.
Roll. Well, you just rolled perception on the cat, and that didn't work out for you. I'm
looking
gonna say
for something different.
I know, but
Just trying to help you out, man.
yeah,
The area we're going, there's not.
the perception roll that you made is probably not right, man.
But I just want to write it somewhere towards like.
So how are they to? What are you writing in your message
It's
exactly?
me, Olo.
So I want to write it kind of.
Yeah, like
on-
it's me, Olo.
It's been a while.
Like who's that?
I'm not saying it's me, Ola. Just saying like someone new is under the
I
same.
found my voice and
Yeah.
I'm traveling.
how are they like? Just someone new has entered the city.
No, I mean I'm identify myself as Ola, but not like they're supposed to know who I am.
What? All right, give me your like exact thing.
Write it down.
I'm because I'm trying to figure out like
Isn't these cans?
It's not an
symbols?
exact thing, yeah. It's symbols.
what. Right, I know, but like, what is the message you want to get across
I want to
specifically?
I want to let them know I'm here and set up a meeting. Try to set up a meeting with whoever is. I don't expect to talk to the top boss or whatever, but like, you know, someone that's in charge. Just so I can inquire about the missing people and that kind of stuff. I don't want to include that part of the message.
What information are you including that might help someone like that find you?
And not to find me. I'm just going to leave it there and then look for a response below it later.
Oh.
Check yes or no.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it the kind of
How are they
thing
getting
you're
back?
like,
Yeah, I'm not telling them where we're staying or anything like that.
Okay.
Just, you know, so that they can leave a response later.
sure. If
Come
you just
back out of
like
the
want
sewers
to,
to
Already.
Yeah,
response.
exactly. When we come after the end of the sewers, see if there's a response.
you just want to like stop off in a random alley and
Not a random alley. So if I haven't seen any, then like in a prominent intersection.
okay.
Signpost.
You already
Sure. Are you trying to be like sneaky about it at all, or just
Yeah.
sure? Is there some shit up on the wall? Yeah. Donald leads you to the dirty sack. It's a dirty sack, and it has earned the name. Looking at the outside, it's a pretty rough and tumble looking place. It is dirty. It's-
Sacky.
Yeah,
I don't go
sacky.
in. Like I
Um,
like see it and walk right back out.
I've seen
It's like
It's wrinkly and fleshy and
it almost certainly has like termites. Like the wood looks rough, old, half rotten in places.
place supposed to be condemned.
Yeah, like it should be, right?
Mold everywhere.
You walk in. It's semi dimly lit. There are no windows. There are like some candles scattered about the room, a lantern or two. There's a couple of patrons at this time of day, like not too many. Mostly like the odd gentleman scattered about the room on his own, like just drinking away kind of thing.
Gambling going
Not that you see. Like you said, everybody that's in there like right now is kind of on their own. Behind the bar, you see a male dwarf. He looks kind of middle-aged. Got a bushy, frayed red beard, kind of wild eyes, and bushy, unkempt eyebrows that are like sticking out all crazy like. He's got a bald head, and he's just like driving away at a glass with his crazy. With his
on. How many
crazy.
glasses does he see?
rubbing the glass with his
No,
crazy
he's got crazy eyes and
he's
he's
just
scrubbing
doing crazy
his
eye
eyes.
things while rubbing it.
Yeah. You see, like as he's doing it, he's like looking real close with one eye, and the other eye like rolls to the back, like on its own, before it like snaps back forward.
Does his eye look real?
Make a
Does it look
perception
like
check.
glass?
Make a perception check.
Are all the candles and shit lit?
3.
Hard to tell.
There's
You
only
walk up
one
and
way.
poke him in the eye.
He's gonna walk into the dirty sack and start poking.
It's like Gilvin,
Fucking amazing.
This is your people.
It's
a dwarf.
Socks?
It's a dwarf.
well, you know.
This is your people.
What are we trying to find out?
About
Oh, the drunk guy.
Yes.
Condon sweat.
Landon? Sweat?
Condon sweat.
Condon or Condon?
Landman.
I can't
That's
read.
what I
I can't
thought.
read my own.
I was right.
Alright.
I got nervous for a second, but I didn't understand what you
I
said.
go up. Hey there.
Hey.
We need to go over the stage counter. We are.
I want to keep
with
an eye
some
out.
of the guards trying to find out about the missing people. We heard there was a London swim that used to frequent it?
What?
How long did it swim?
Land in Spain. Hey.
Do you know anything about his
I just need to say-
parents?
I only can see your hand bobbing, and it
No.
looks very
I can
strange.
see his.
I just see something like.
He's like, oh, really? And I'm like,
What?
The DM screen. That's what I see.
I was going.
He's scrubbing the same spot on the glass the whole time.
Right.
Commit.
Have you heard anything about his disappearance? Or did you know him at all?
He's here a lot. He drinks.
What? When's the last time you saw him?
About a week ago.
Right. Do you have
Higher.
any,
Alright. Just clean it up here.
Have any wet
whiskeys?
whiskies?
You don't need any. We don't need any
Hey.
whiskers.
I've
We
got
don't-
good
we-
whiskies.
We don't need it.
Could we wait till after?
solid.
And you don't need to
investigation
drink from the
skill.
dirty sack.
When's the last time you seen him? A week ago.
Oh, come on.
Alright.
It's just shots.
It's a shot skill. We're done for the day. Wrap it up.
I'm a professional
What,
investigator.
Professional adventure.
It's around 4 now. We're done.
Let me know if you need any drinks.
Have you seen him? Have you seen them hanging out with anybody that's here?
Oh, you're back.
Yes.
You never left, you just looked away.
Well,
I don't know if
well, your head was facing forward.
Just make my eyes hurt. You're going cross-eyed. He's usually in here drinking alone. As far as I know, he hasn't got any family. He just likes booze.
It's always your
anything else we need? Was there anything?
I don't think so.
Nothing we need.
The sewers.
That's fucking nasty in here.
Well, just wait. We're about to go into some sewers.
Alright,
There's a
thank
reason
you
for
very
that.
much for your
You
time.
see all the people
Anytime.
sitting around? That's where all of their shit and piss.
Alright, let's
That's
go
where
on.
we're going.
Ah, Christ.
Alright, so we didn't learn shit.
Ow.
Before I leave, I use prestidigitation to make the glass dirty again.
Oh!
It doesn't change anything. It was dirty the whole time.
It's not a clean rag in these.
there was nothing clean about that situation.
Should have cleaned up some. Whoa! How'd that happen?
Fresh.
The one thing I was thinking of is, since we're going down into tunnels and darkness, I think we might need to head a general store for torches or anything.
We have a sleepy bag lamp. I know. I also have lamps. Shuttered ones.
Maybe some of the guards will have torches.
I have 2 hooded lamps. Does anyone need a hooded lamp?
I mean, I can dark
I can't see.
I give you a hooded lamp.
So you need. Are you ready then? Just
like,
go
what,
down?
3 o'clock ish now?
Mhm.
You go to, this one's even like programmed, so you can go to the top and go to manage equipment.
Do that torches.
Should we go to a bakery?
I've
Or
got
if there
food.
was this bar there for you. Actually, yeah.
we
You can
left
search,
there?
yeah.
We
You can
didn't even
put
go
that
in.
Maybe we should go back to the report and get some food.
It works. I know it's funny, but it works. I'm telling you.
Get some food.
You know Dr.
Forehead, food, sewers. Sorry. Forehead and food, sewers. Hey. Forehead.
I don't want to
Sewers.
more hat for food.
That you don't start with. That's not the point of it.
You're ruining.
Forehead, sewers. 1, 2, 3. Sewers.
No, we were tied 3 and 3.
Sewers.
Yeah,
I changed my mind.
There we go. Alright.
To the sewers, y'all.
Okay. Donald leads you to the sewers.
It's a great shit.
The great. It's a
Just
great
put
day.
Odin. It's lantern. But just when I try to spell it out, it didn't come up. But I just put it.
We're definitely gonna need that.
I'll put you that item. Sorry.
Are there any baths in the city?
I don't think
He
knows.
I mean,
It's magically clean.
Yeah, later put that.
I'm sure.
They can also flavor food. Let's see. Prestidigitation of the fucking bitch.
Oh, you can flavor food?
So you can't eat at the board hut.
Because I forgot it's new. Sorry.
Let's go to the board. Well, there's more questions we can. Are we gonna go
No,
eat?
we're good.
Tyler's like so mad.
God, we just agreed to go to the sewers.
It's like
You
no one's-
voted for the
No one's
sewer.
doing anything.
He just said that he can make the food taste better.
Yeah, but we'll go. We'll go.
It's fucking salt and pepper.
We'll go back there
Some dude in D&D was like, man, you don't carry spices, all the food tastes
to the
like shit."
sewers.
He's like,
Donald.
prestidigitation?
To the sewers.
To the okay. Good lord, Donald.
Donald, dirty smack win.
Donald Dirty Smack leads you to the edge of the. Wow, doing the cross-eyed thing made my head hurt. Leads you to the edge of the slums. Kind of get just outside. Takes you. It's like just off the main thoroughfare. You go down a little side street, and then there are a couple of guards posted up outside of a gate, and beyond that gated, it's like a semicircle that like comes up from the street, tall enough for all of you to walk through. And there's a section at the center of that that is like an openable gate, like within the bars there. And you can see like water running in another like area of that off the street. Where you are?
In the slums and then to the sewers.
I literally have a ration.
Eat some rations then.
Of one.
Eat that.
We'll buy some more.
Yeah, you're in the city. You restock.
We're gonna be in the sewers for days. I'm gonna be in those sewers for days.
I have this fork that makes anything edible.
And
I don't know if you want to eat what's in the sewers,
No.
but it will be edible.
but there's also many exits out of the sewers.
He also
around
has
town.
salt and pepper.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
always
sure we'll
nap and
find
come back.
Yeah.
A little bit of cumin. There you go.
The fancy sprinkle.
I love it.
Do that with your dice.
Getting in those sewers.
So,
For what?
For the sewers.
for the sewer.
I rolled 7 for sewers.
Valley Floor.
We are sewer people.